Eels are one of those creatures that people either love or fear. Some think they look like underwater snakes, while others just find them plain weird. But the truth is, eels are some of the most fascinating and mysterious animals in the ocean, and the more you learn about them, the cooler they get. First of all, there are over 800 species of eels out there, and they live in all kinds of environments. Some eels prefer the deep, dark depths of the ocean, while others are happy swimming in freshwater rivers and lakes. Some can even switch between saltwater and freshwater, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. One of the most famous eels is the electric eel, which isn't actually an eel at all. It is more closely related to catfish, but because it looks like an eel, people just went with it. Electric eels can generate shocks of up to 600 volts, strong enough to knock down a human or stun their prey in an instant. It's basically nature's version of a taser. Then there are mer eels, the ones that hide in coral reefs and have that scary toothy grin. They might look terrifying, but most of them are actually pretty shy. They like to stay hidden in their rocky homes and only come out when they need to hunt. Unlike most fish, mer eels have a second set of jaws inside their throat called pharyngeal jaws. When they catch something, these inner jaws shoot forward and pull the prey down, which sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. But the weirdest thing about eels is their life cycle. Scientists have been trying to figure out how they reproduce for centuries, and it is still one of the biggest mysteries in marine biology. European and American eels start their lives in the Sargasso Sea, a part of the Atlantic Ocean. Then they migrate thousands of miles to rivers and lakes, where they spend most of their lives. But when it is time to reproduce, they disappear back into the ocean, and no one has ever seen them actually mate or lay eggs. It is like they vanish into the deep, never to be seen again as adults. Eels are also escape artists. If you have ever seen one in an aquarium, you might know that they can slither out of almost anything. Some eels can survive for hours outside of water by breathing through their skin, which means they can wriggle across land if they need to. Some fishermen have even reported eels slipping right out of their hands and escaping back into the water like slimy little magicians. Despite their snake-like appearance, eels are actually fish. They just don't have the typical fins that most fish do, and their long, flexible bodies let them move like underwater ribbons. Their way of swimming is so unique that engineers have studied them to create better underwater robots. So whether it is their shocking abilities, their mysterious life cycle, or their escape artist skills, eels are definitely some of the coolest and most underrated creatures in the ocean. They might look a little strange, but once you get to know them, you realize they are one of nature's greatest wonders.